Blockbuster, Heelys, Polly Pocket, ice cream with the wooden spoons, things that were popular during the early 2000s. And for some reason, having strangers switch homes for 2 weeks was another thing that was popular during this time. Wifeswap is a really interesting concept because it's enough to try to manage your own family, but now you're spending 2 weeks with another family that might drive you crazy. The first family introduced to Guastaferros are obsessed with looks. The daughter, Alicia, has been in beauty pageants since she was a baby at 11 months old, and her parents have told her that nothing else matters as long as she sparkles.
I think pageants define me as a person. I don't care what other people say. Appearance is everything in this world.
This is a dynamite picture. It blows the judges away.
I do feel sorry for people that are not gorgeous people.
You have to sparkle.
If you don't have the best clothes, the best hair and makeup, and the best tan, you're not gonna win the pageant.
You don't have to be beautiful to do well in life, but it sure helps.
Ralph and Karen have done well themselves, running their own window tinting business.
Your first name is? I absolutely would hire an attractive person over a slap. I'd rather interview a pretty girl dressed to the nines than a girl that comes in, I'm here for the interview. I'm smart.
We never say no to Alicia.
Pick me up at school early. Don't be late. I hate when you're late.
Alicia wants, Alicia gets.
What did you buy me today, Mama?
We keep a Christmas tree year-round because every day is Christmas for our daughter. Oh, that's so cute. Because she's just such a pleasurable child and deserves it.
There's so much to address, and we're not even really into the episode like that yet. I haven't really given beauty pageants that much of a thought because it's just something I never really paid attention to. I can understand grown women being in beauty pageants because they're well aware of what they're getting themselves into, but it's just a wee bit strange to have them for kids. No hate to anyone who has done that or thinks that it's okay for children to do that, because I can understand there is a fun element to it, but it's just a little bit weird to have people comment and have criticisms on a child's appearance. And I feel like that's something that we see has affected Alicia. Sorry to say this, I really can't stand Ralph in this episode. His comment about preferring to hire someone who he perceives to be attractive over someone who's a slob is just really weird, because someone's attractiveness shouldn't determine if that's how you're going to hire them. Their skills should matter more. I was side-eyeing hard as hell when he said that.
Bombastic side-eye. Criminal offensive side-eye.
But it reflects how they have decided to raise their daughter. I can't lie, I would have loved to have my parents have given me presents every day of the week, because what kid doesn't like presents? But don't they think that they're setting their daughter up for a world that doesn't always do that? Unless you're one of God's favorites, blessed and highly favored.
I'm blessed and highly favored.
Oh, what's that?
Life just ain't going like that. All this does is remind me that people really do live in different worlds, and Karen and Ralph have made sure of that for their daughter.
I am choreless. I feel it is physical labor, and it would suck if I had to do them.
So is it almost done?
Yeah, just about. I do all Alicia's projects because she doesn't have time with her busy schedule. This is a project that I made for Alicia, and she got 100+ on this.
Keep up the good work. In school, my nickname is Blondie. I don't know where it comes from. Just joking, my hair.
Having a popular daughter like Alicia, it's a great feeling. And the popular people, they make it in this world.
It's more fun.
It all started to make sense to me once they said that they enjoy being parents of the popular girl. I'm sure there's no shortage of love in this family, but the fact that they're trying to live through their daughter vicariously is a big ass red flag to me. Also, this is a thought I had, and I want to go back to Ralph's comment about how he would hire someone who he thinks is attractive over the knowledge that they have. And the thought was like, how would you treat your daughter if she wasn't conventionally attractive? And I understand it's a weird question because that is his daughter and she is a child, but would y'all be treating your daughter differently if she didn't look the way that she looked? It's just something that popped up in my mind, and I thought I should share it. I have so many thoughts about this family, but I'm trying to hold off until later. The other family involved in the swap is the Bosses. The wife, Angie, is a preacher who also homeschools her 3 children because she wants to make sure that they know about the important women throughout history and how to be self-sufficient.
In Indiana, Quaker pastor Angie Boss preaches the word of the Lord at work.
It is in Jesus' name that we pray.
And the good book of feminism at home.
She was the first woman to vote in the United States, even though it was illegal. It was illegal. The feminist perspective is the most important thing in our house.
We balance that out. And
Don't qualify it. I just wear the pants in the family. Who would be a woman that you admire? We absolutely homeschool so we can press our feminist propaganda. We want our girls to read about history's great women. They would miss that if they were in a public school. Well, how am I supposed to make dinner if you need help? We are a benevolent dictatorship. What we say goes. You don't get something for nothing. At our house, you have to earn and work for the treats and the rewards that you have.
One day a week, I cook all the meals for my family. It's important to my mom that we can do stuff for ourselves. Breakfast.
There are times that the girls resent the rules that they have to live by, and that's okay with me.
I just want to mention, when the narrator introduced the family in the opening of this episode, he said something to the fact of like, she's indoctrinating her children with the feminist agenda. And I was like, what's the problem? I have to remember when I look at these shows, I have to look at it through the lens of the time that it was made during the early 2000s. And, yeah, being a feminist was kind of seen as a radical thing. Not saying that being a feminist today isn't something that's probably still seen as being radical, but it's just, for me, I grew up during a time where a lot of women were speaking about issues that affected them and trying to actually get things changed to make life better for them. So to me, it's just very normal. One of the things about this family that I did feel was a little ridiculous is the fact that they didn't let one of their daughters play dress up, because why not? Angie said that she doesn't want her girls growing up thinking that they have to wear makeup to show value within themselves, which I totally understand. But I guess my thing is like, why not just explain to her that it has to be age appropriate and that this is only something you do during playtime? Because that shouldn't be an issue if you tell her that, right? When Karen and Angie show up to each other's home, they share their opinions about how each of them live and their common practices in their households.
Oh my God. People can't live like this. Just get into modern times.
It's spring, and there's a Christmas tree.
Oh my God, there's so many books. Latin, algebra, microscope. Maybe they're homeschooled.
It's just some random pop star that I don't even know.
Where's the makeup? No glitz and glamour here.
This can't be her. This is her life. This is who she is. Alicia's been winning pageants since she was just 11 months old.
I'm raising my girls to be mature, capable women who defy the helpless female stereotype.
So this is Mom's problem, not hers.
Who are they ever going to attract in later on life?
We have all of her swimwear custom made with a high cut leg. Do I keep reading or can I go vomit now?
Homeschooling allows us to infuse our feminist ideas in everything we teach. There's more to life than women.
To help her out, Ralph and I have done all of her school projects for her.
Clara wears fingernail polish and makeup at age 6. It drives me nuts. Just things she's learning for future.
We keep a Christmas tree decorated in our living room year-round and give Alicia a present every day to show how much we love her. Oh, that girl is in for a rude awakening when she has to leave this house and live in the real world.
Angie was funny as hell for saying some random pop star. That woman was thoroughly confused, and I couldn't blame her. If you've never seen the show before, in the first week, they follow the already established household rules, and then the next week, they follow the rules that each wife has come up with. Angie has said that she could tell that Alicia has known nothing but pageantry her entire life because each answer that she was giving her when she was talking to her sounded like it was rehearsed and as if she was up on stage. Surprisingly, Karen gave one of her daughters, Kaylin, some really solid advice when she met the family.
You are a teacher.
Right.
Do you feel that your kids should go to a public school?
The thing that's really nice about homeschooling is you have much more one-to-one contact.
Do you ever feel that you want to meet more people?
I've never really wanted to have a lot of friends. That can cause a lot of problems.
But the thing is, if you're a good, decent, honest person, I mean, you would attract the right people you'd want to hang around with.
I don't really want to take that risk.
I feel that Kaylin is a little odd and weird. Studying is her life, and there's nothing else.
Okay, Karen lost me at the end because she did not have to say any of that stuff about Kaylin. As someone who was quiet, stayed to themselves, and was seen as weird when I was a kid, I'm taking a stand for others who are seen as odd. We're just introverts, and there's nothing wrong with us. We don't always have to be around other people to enjoy things, and that's okay. But Karen did give some solid advice about how to attract the right people around you by just being yourself, because you usually gravitate towards those who have the same interests. It was shocking to hear Karen say that, but I'll give my 10s when 10s are due.
Give her her 10s. Give her her 10s. Give her what she's... That's one thing about me. I give 10s where 10s are due.
But those 10s were taken away when she decided to call Kaylin a geek to her face.
At the Boss home, looks-obsessed Karen is having to tone down her makeup.
My mom really wouldn't wear that much makeup. You hardly look any
What people think of me without makeup? I mean, you've got a nice face, but I could see you just with like a little blush, just a little lip gloss.
I want people to be pleased with what's really inside.
You've never wanted to ever be popular or go with the latest style?
No, I've always been content to be the one who's always sitting in the back.
Just the quiet geek in the back? Bookworm?
Yep, that's me. I cannot believe she called me a geek. That's why I don't go to public school. There are mean girls there. And now I have a mean girl trying to be my mom.
I mean, she's not in style. She's not with it. I think feminism is just being ugly, ruling the world. Well, she'll be ruling the world by herself because no one will want to be around her.
You know, I've never understood why being an introvert just bothers other people so much, because we're literally just minding our own business. You do not need to point out that we're being quiet because we are well aware. I thought my absence of noise made it clear that I was aware. You definitely don't need to make fun of someone for reading a book, because that's nothing to be ashamed of, especially in today's times. But I have to remind myself that she sees being popular as something that's very important, which is strange as hell to me considering she's a grown-ass adult and most adults don't care about that past high school. Back to Angie, she's getting used to how the Guastaferros live, and you can tell that she is not up for any of this, especially when she learns that she has to do Alicia's homework.
I will give you some loose leaves so you can help me out with the answers. And here the
By help you mean do.
in some way.
Did you do any of the reading?
I read like the first page.
Okay, so you have no idea. It's mind-blowing that there is a lack of integrity, just outright lying and turning in somebody else's work that nobody in the house even blinks an eye at. I really want to write in every single answer wrong just for fun. But I'm guessing that's not what Karen would do. Help me understand, like, your philosophy about school with her.
Homework's a waste of time. I can't keep the kid up all night just to do some busy work that some teacher dreamed up.
So you feel like as long as it's done by anybody or just whatever, as long as she's got something to turn in?
Doesn't matter. You have too busy a lifestyle to fool around with homework.
I just know that Karen and Ralph would see no issue with Alicia using AI if it were available to the extent that it is now. I'm going to jump ahead a little bit because the show switches between both families like every scene, but there are two I want to bring up. Later when they switched rules, Angie gave Alicia a project to do by herself, and Angie noticed that Alicia didn't really know how to read or write that well. There's also a scene at the end of the episode where Alicia asks her dad to help her read a passage from a book, and she didn't know how to pronounce the word crutches. I'm not going to judge her because she was a child at the time, but that is a direct example of how her parents failed her in a way. And I understand not everyone learns at the same level, and some people have disabilities that hinder them from understanding things as easily as someone else could. I'm not saying nor implying that about Alicia. I just want to make that very, very clear. But the fact that her parents gleefully do everything for her has set her back in some ways that they may not have noticed. It's interesting because I've seen stories about how some children cannot read or write well, and parents will get upset at the educators failing to realize that they have to do some work with them at home to continue the learning for them. I know there are many other factors that affect a person's ability to learn, and that could be things like socioeconomic issues, insufficient funding due to policies that reallocate funds, and also it could be that the parents just don't have enough time to actually spend with their child when they're at home with them. But it does not surprise me that Ralph and Karen really don't care about her doing well in school, because they have been reiterating to her that her looks are going to get her through life. I don't understand, because being pretty and being smart can meet in the middle and dance all night. I don't know why they made that an either or game for their daughter. Anyway, back to the bosses. Karen hasn't really been doing any of the stuff that Angie would do in her home. Like, she threw all of that shit out of the window. For example, Kaylin caught Karen painting Clara's nails when she was supposed to be reading her a book. I understand they're at home, but they are homeschool children, so you do have to do that. She's just been highly critical of everything that the family does because she thinks their life is boring and there's no sparkle.
At the boss's house, Karen has to participate in the weekly car maintenance lesson.
Now, normally, Kaylin, you would have the engine run a little bit, that heats up the oil, and allows it to drain quickly.
How can a girl possibly be interested in this, Dwayne? Who cares? Where's it going to get you?
It's going to get me down the road.
Can't you go down to the local gas station?
Wouldn't
Kaylin rather be outside
so we teach
playing
her
with
to
the
change
kids?
oil so that she can live an independent life.
Sorry, Dwayne,
check.
Mr. Mechanic. They should be out there sparkling. That's what life's all about. Not being two little grease monkeys.
At the boss home, Karen discovers even playing around includes a feminist lesson.
Don't throw like a boy.
Don't throw like a boy. You give them a lot of guy things to do. Change the oil, change the tire. You like them to be strong men.
No, I want them to be independent women.
Well, do a few more girly things, you know?
I don't want to.
And finally, Dwayne becomes exasperated with Karen's constant questioning of his family's beliefs.
The whole point of this experience is so you could come into Angie's shoes and experience the way we do. You didn't want to do that. You didn't want to follow the manual. You're calling my girls names. You're calling her a geek. Tell you the truth, I don't know why you're here. I don't know what your point is.
I'm here to see the other side, and I see it. I think it's boring. There are other ways that are right, too. But he is very stuck in his way, very wanting to be right.
When Dwayne said, "Don't throw like a boy," that shit had me so confused because what do you mean? If one of your children has a strong throw, you might be raising one of the world's greatest athletes. Don't think so small.
You think it's small. We need to be thinking big. You need to be thinking big.
Also, if you're raising your children to be feminists, shouldn't you be encouraging them that they can do anything as well as a man and not point that out? I am not an expert in feminism, but I just feel like that's something very irrelevant to highlight. I will say that Karen has shown much reluctance to actually play along, for lack of better terms, with the experience. She is a grown woman and she can do whatever she wants, but the whole point of the show is to immerse yourself in someone else's lifestyle and learn some things that you may or may not apply to your life when you're back with your family. I understand that this is something that she's not used to, and this family may have a life that's slower than hers, but the best you can do is try. Back to Karen with the Gustaferro, she points out how Karen and Ralph do everything for their daughter, and she questions Alicia how she feels about that.
Do you ever feel guilty watching your parents clean around you?
Not really.
So why does the whole world revolve around Alicia?
George W. Bush does not revolve around me. I mean, come on, not the whole world.
Why do your parents' world has to revolve around
Because they
you?
love me.
She's responsible.
I'm not sure I'd agree that she's responsible. That's saying it is okay to cheat and lie to get what you want.
No, she doesn't cheat and lie.
To turn somebody else's work in that's not yours is a lie.
Excuse me, I'm sorry, but I don't want to have to talk about this.
I understand.
I'm sorry.
It's embarrassing. I'd be embarrassed too. I was annoyed by her attitude. There's just sort of a nose up in the air. You are here to serve me, and you're doing so at least in a minimally acceptable way. It's as though the world is a stage for Alicia, and we're just all bit players in it.
I was very hurt by what she said. Yeah, my life is a little bit sheltered. I would never call you useless. I would never call you a liar. Have a wonderful day, Angie.
I do understand how Angie wanted to get Alicia's perspective on how her parents are raising her, but I would not have directed an energy towards her. It would have been directed towards Ralph because he's half of the reason as to why she has such a sheltered life. And having a sheltered life isn't exactly like the worst thing in the world, but it's not her fault that her parents have decided to make her life this way that can come across as being on easy mode to other people. And I just want to talk about myself for a moment because when I do these videos, I try to relate to things that are going on in them. I cannot relate to anything that the Gustaferros go through. I mean, I had some privileges, but I had to clean and cook dinner sometimes, but mostly that was because I wanted to. As much as I hated sometimes, I had to do homework and I had to conduct research that kept me up late sometimes. Being the oldest, I had to look after my sister when my mom was working. Due to life circumstances, I had to take on more responsibility than a child normally would. And as an adult, I really don't hold any resentment towards that. They are allowing Alicia to be a child, but I feel like somewhere along the way, they forgot that they need to teach her some things she can do for herself when someone isn't around to help her. I can see that they do love their daughter and they're providing for her, but it takes more than wealth to fill the gaps. There's more to encouraging her than just telling her she's pretty to let her know her worth. I'm not advocating that they should have intentionally made things harder for Alicia because that's an insane way to teach someone about life, but they could have taught her a few more things so that she could be more self-sufficient. It's now time for the wives to implement their new rules in each respective household, and no one likes the changes in either home. Karen's rules are for the girls to be more in touch with their femininity and to participate in a local pageant.
Boss family, you have the most boring house. No one wants to listen to people that don't sparkle. This week, all homeschooling lessons are how to be girly. How else will they learn about glitz and glamour?
I just think I'm gonna vomit.
Yeah. Instead of celebrating feminism, we're gonna treat your little girls like the princesses they are. She wants to be a little diva, and I will not let you squash your 6-year-old's dream.
Oh, we're not squashing her dream.
Yeah, you are.
You go, girl.
Thank you.
Dwayne, you're turning your girls into little boys. This week, you will all become beauty queens and compete in a local pageant. This is for you. Oh, you look beautiful.
Gorgeous.
I knew you'd like it.
Displaying children as piece of meat is repulsive.
Well, welcome to reality.
It's so funny how Clara is just up for anything. She's looking at the rest of her family like, I do not care what they say. I want to have some fun. I don't know what their problem is.
No one's fun anymore. Whatever happened to fun? God.
Angie has plans to have Alicia do her own homework, get a job, and she even took down the Christmas tree that she had, and Alicia did not really care for that.
Where's my tree?
Oh, no, hon. Oh, Angie.
Where's my tree?
Guastaferro family, you think that beauty pageants prepare a girl for the future and that looks are everything, but you couldn't be more wrong.
I want my Christmas tree back.
Part of being a grown-up woman is knowing how to take care of yourself. This week, Alicia, you will cook.
You mean like physical labor?
Absolutely, physical labor, and you will be getting a job as a server in a restaurant because the way you treat waitresses is appalling. Alicia, this week you will start learning that it's what inside that counts. This means there'll be no more beauty pageants, crowns, or trophies.
No! You know how much that picture was?
You just tore up $135, man.
It's not even you, Alicia. There's nothing about that that's you.
Don't you realize? All right, settle down.
You're teaching her that she's not enough.
What land are you in?
Land where I value my daughters.
If you have
Absolutely
another
nothing.
picture, we will sue you. I mean, I am that serious.
You don't realize what you did there.
After all that, Ralph and Alicia said they didn't need Angie to get up out of here because she has crossed the line. They packed up her bags and told her to get to stepping. I don't know what my reaction would have been to something like that, but she was wrong as hell for ripping up that photo because what is wrong with you?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
They eventually let Angie come back the next day, and Ralph said that he's allowing her to come back, but he will not let her take advantage of Alicia or abuse her. I know abuse can come in different forms, but when he said that, I was confused. I can see how ripping up a photo can be seen as mentally abusive, but I was like, sir, what are you talking about? Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just not understanding. Angie had Alicia do the project that I mentioned earlier, and she also had her remove her crown and trophies from her room, which I don't really understand because those are her other achievements. I understand that she's trying to tell her that there's more to you than just being a pageant girl, but why not just allow for her to keep it up?
How's it going?
All my crowns are taken down. And my trophies.
Why don't you show your dad what you replaced the sparkling with?
So I do all this research.
The primary focus of Alicia's school day was on studying strong women.
I think you should return her crowns.
You honor their accomplishments, that's fantastic. And now we're going to say there are other things that Alicia can do that are just as powerful.
I'm not degrading her.
Neither am I.
Yes, you are. You feminist pig.
Alicia is willing to grow and be more than sparkly.
Let's go.
Alicia was proud of the work she'd done, and her dad came in and trashed it.
I'm not happy that she's demoralizing Alicia's talking about great women. There's a lot of great women out there. She's not one of them. I'm not real happy about this. How can you do this to our family?
How is abusive behavior acceptable?
It's not abusive. It's not abusive, but
It's
you're very
controlling.
abusive with your mouth. Is that what you do? You like to intimidate? I'd like to see your husband. What do you do to that man? How could he live with you?
You're a bully.
You're intimidating a 15-year-old girl. You're a bully.
Ralph's not used to anybody, particularly a woman, standing up to him. I'm not surprised. I mean, that Ralph immediately went to intimidating behavior. I mean, bullies are bullies. That's how they act.
The first time I watched this, it actually took me a moment to realize that Ralph was being sincere when he called Angie a feminist pig because it seemed like such a joke to me.
You serious?
I mean, how am I supposed to take you seriously when you say some dumb, silly shit like that? And while watching this, I was like, I can't even pretend like this kind of speech is behind us because we have an epidemic of boys being told by grifters that women need to know their place. This ain't shit. I'm just repeating things that they've said. Buy my 500-step course. for the low price of $10K a month to be an alpha, looks maxing, top G male while I tell you how to fix your ugly face by beating it with a hammer. I feel so silly saying that shit. But all of that is a continuation of the attitudes that some men had in the early 2000s and even before then. It all reeks from insecurity because they're coming from a place of insecurity. And that's what Ralph is looking like right now. You don't look tough calling her names just because she's trying to teach your daughter that there's more to life than just her looks and trying to teach her how to be a more self-sufficient person. My question to him would be, what are you so afraid of? What do you think will happen to your daughter if she learns that looks aren't everything and that she has a lot more to offer to this world? Why have you and your wife made that something that is so important? Earlier in the episode, he says something to the fact of how looks can help someone get opportunities. And I'm not about to sit here and act as if we don't live in a world where people have put value on how you look. A lot of people decide how they're going to treat you just based off of your outward appearance. And I mean, that's a reason why we have a term like pretty privilege, because people will literally treat you differently if they find you attractive. It's something that has been ingrained in us since you were children. It's something that you have to work to unlearn actively. Again, I have to remind myself to look at the show through the lens at the time it was made. And the early 2000s was not a kind time to women. I mean, what times really were. Being told you have to be pretty 24/7, wear this makeup to catch everyone's attention. And then you sit down and watch TV and you see judges on a show that are making disparaging comments to women who may have a little fat on them, and they're treating that like a deadly sin. That's a lot for anyone to handle. And when you keep reiterating to your child that that is the most important thing she has to offer to the world, you're doing some damage there that you may not be able to see. And that's not to say that you're never supposed to care about your appearance, because how you dress, how you do your hair, if you wear makeup, are forms of expression that help you show how you feel on the inside and can make you feel a little bit more confident in yourself. I think Karen was trying to take that approach with Kaylin and Clara, but Dwayne was not having any of it when he saw them after they did a makeover.
We're going to turn you into the star you are.
Or the star you think I should be.
Want to look like a rock star?
Sure! Okay!
This is the new you.
Whoa! That does not look like me at all. The highlights are awesome. The hairstyle's awesome. Not what I expected. Wow, that's really neat. I am feeling absolutely ecstatic. I am very surprised that I like it. I really am.
Okay.
I love it.
It's wonderful.
I feel great. I think it's awesome.
Your dad will be shocked.
Shocked is one good word.
Turn around, honey. Oh my goodness. A skirt that shows that much leg on a 13-year-old is inappropriate.
People today, they see kids like
That
this.
doesn't
They're
mean
in
it's right.
schools.
Do you feel more confident?
I really would have preferred to wear pants.
People who look at that and say that breeds inner feeling of beauty, their cognitive reasoning is skewed.
This is totally unacceptable. I don't know what Karen's trying to do. She's turning our children into these sex objects.
I get Karen's point in wanting children to experience something that is different and get more in touch with their femininity, but there has to be a moment where she actually stops herself and just listens to what they are telling her. It's great that she did a makeover for them and they ended up loving it, but you have to make sure that they're okay with how they're being presented. The most important thing was to make sure that they were feeling comfortable, and I really don't think she cared about that. She just wanted them to be similar to her own child. Like, I kind of understand where Dwayne was coming from when he saw them for the first time after the makeover. And as a father, he probably let his emotions take over disregarding how he was making them feel. The term that came to mind when I saw the scene was age appropriate, because I do understand wanting a child to dress their age. But at the same time, I feel like there's nothing wrong with experimenting a little bit and seeing if they might find something different that they like. He raised the concern of them being viewed as sex objects, which is a real concern to have when you have children. But when he said that, I was like, whose fault is it that little girls get objectified in the way that they are? It's not all men, but somehow there's always a man at the scene of the crime. As a man, I can recognize that, because there are a lot of women who said that they can pinpoint times when they were younger, when they have been objectified by a man, even when they were wearing something that was appropriate for their age. So I do understand him saying that he wants them to wear things that are more age appropriate for them. But at the same time, we need to start telling boys and men that you need to stop objectifying girls, because they have bodies just like us. And that doesn't mean that you can just say whatever you want to say about them. And he touches on objectification again when Karen is getting the girls ready for a pageant, but this just ends up turning to them screaming and compare their kids, which is just not good for anyone.
You see such beautiful dresses. Are they gorgeous?
They're absolutely beautiful.
Dwayne, are they beautiful dresses or what?
They're horrible dresses.
But they'll look beautiful. They'll have confidence.
They look beautiful now. They have confidence now. To put my girls in something like that, to be judged on their image, is totally ridiculous. And to think you spent your life doing that for your child since 11 months, and then you say that that's something she chooses? How can she choose it at 11 months? Katie, do you want to be a beauty queen?
No.
Thank you.
Let me tell you, Dwayne, my daughter has so much confidence right now.
Yeah, but it's all bred from you.
No,
she is not independent at all.
She
She
can
won't be
get
able
up
to
there and
cook
do
a
what
meal.
she wants.
She's lucky she can dress
a lot
herself.
more confidence than Kaylin, let me tell you.
Oh, you
She's
gotta be
sheltered, she's
joking me.
No, I'm not.
Yes,
she
you
can
are.
get up
We're
there and
done.
do anything she
Kids,
wants.
get up. We're done. That's it. I want everybody out of the house. We are done. We're gone. Let's go.
Yes.
The scene made me feel so uncomfortable because I feel like both of them are very stubborn and are neglecting to see how all this tension is affecting the kids. I really don't like how Karen compared Alicia and Kaylin because she's literally right there and it came off as an insult even if you didn't mean for it to come off that way. To be fair, I feel like Dwayne shouldn't have said anything about Alicia during that situation either, and both of y'all just ended up attacking the children and it just looks really bad. It's wild to watch this show and see how often they keep attacking the children involved in this instead of taking a step back and reflecting on how they are as parents and their family dynamics. A child can't really help how they're raised, and you as an adult should be able to step back and be careful with your actions and your words because they hear that and it will affect them. I know this is a reality TV show, so the more drama, the better, but it would have been nice if y'all just kind of use your brains because that crash out was not warranted. Like, be so for real. Back with the Guastaferros, Angie made Alicia get a job because she wanted her to learn how to treat the wait staff better because when they were at the restaurant the other day, she was being a little bit rude. Now, understand, Alicia's never had a job before, so all this feels foreign to her, but she gave up so quickly that it's not even funny.
I will have an open chicken.
And she has to serve the same waitress who she was rude to in the first week of the swap.
Would that be all? I forgot one thing. I like my chicken very well done and dry pita.
Well done chicken on a separate plate. Here's your salad and the chicken on the side.
I can't eat this. It needs to be dry pita.
What am I supposed to do?
Do you understand how hard it is people to wait on you?
I don't care. I'll be mean to whoever I want. I'm sorry.
If you're mean, you're gonna get fired.
I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to work. Why should I have to work?
You don't have to prove anything to me.
You can't handle it?
You're done.
I'm done. I don't like waitressing. Why would she make me do a job that I don't want to do? I don't want to be here anymore.
I get you, Alicia. No one really wants to work, so I feel you on that. You know, she is old enough to make some decisions on her own, but it's not really her fault that she gave up so easily because look what her dad did when it got a little bit difficult for her. And not to say that you can't cry it out if you're a little frustrated with something because that happens, but y'all did not teach this girl how to handle negative feedback properly. Her reaction was a little wild to witness because I'm like, that woman didn't even say anything that was extremely rude to you. She just behaved like you and you couldn't even take it. Earlier, we saw how Ralph thought it was cute that she was having a little attitude with the servers.
Hello, good evening. How are you?
Good.
I have a question. Is your pasta sauce really good?
Yes.
I'll have that with mashed potatoes, please.
Here you are. Here's Greek dressing for your salad.
Is there something wrong?
Looks nasty.
Can I get you something else?
Yeah, that'd be great.
I have to say, Alicia, I'm embarrassed by the way you treat the waitress.
It's been worse.
No one has ever told that little girl no. Ralph doesn't get that he's enabling his daughter to be a spoiled, rotten brat.
I thought it was being very nice.
Like, that's not cute, and y'all should have did that a long time ago if that's how she always behaves with servers, because why would you allow for her to be rude to others for no reason? Also, I'm not treating anyone who's handling my food poorly for any reason. Are y'all insane? Got me worried about my food because y'all want to show y'all asses. I don't think so.
Absolutely not.
When I get back to the house, Angie and Ralph sit down to talk about how he has been enabling his daughter to give up so easily when things are a little bit difficult, and he just starts acting like a jackass.
You are the problem here. You enable her to run when things get hard.
You're being judged by about 20 million people right now on what an you are. I'm a feminist. I'm not pretty. Look at me. It's not a crime to be pretty.
Nope. It's a crime to teach that little girl up there that that's the only thing she's got to offer the world.
It opens doors, baby. It opens doors. Oh, I offended you. I am so sorry. Go to bed.
I beg your pardon?
Go to bed.
You don't talk. No one orders me.
Oh, that's right. You're in my house, and I'm ordering you. Sit down and confront me.
Nobody gives me orders.
Oh, go to bed, Ange.
It's unbelievable that he would talk to me that way. He's such a bully that it's impossible to get around him to get to Alicia.
Damn, I hope the producers enjoyed that one. Could have toned it down a little bit, but I think it went big enough for the cameras. Seriously, what in the hell was that? I want to say that it was him playing for the cameras, but I genuinely can't tell. Also, why is being ugly something that is always associated with someone being a feminist? You know what? Never mind. I just answered my own question. Don't even worry about it. He's just such a ridiculous character, and he seems so intimidated by a woman who is confident enough in herself and is trying to instill that in his daughter's mind. She can still sparkle, but just in a different way. You're flipping out, and we're supposed to think that you are the sane looking one here. You're just disrespectful and acting like a troll and showing how fragile your masculinity is. I'm kind of glad that Angie is bringing a side out of him because it's showing who he really is, and it's not pretty. It doesn't make you sparkle. I think this happened the next day, but Angie had encouraged Alicia to cook dinner for everyone. Alicia put some effort into making dinner, and you can see that she was really happy about it, but Ralph just couldn't get over himself and just tell her that he was proud of her.
In New York, despite Ralph's repeated arguing, Angie's persevering in her attempt to make Alicia more responsible. And now, for the first time ever, she has to cook a meal for the entire family.
What do you think?
It's not what I'm used to, but
I love it. I mean that. This is really good, and I'm proud of you.
Thank you. Well, I think my father wasn't that excited about the meal. I felt a little bit upset. After all, it was my first time, and I was expecting a little bit more excitement.
She was so excited and so proud of herself.
you want to tell me that's a gourmet meal? I wouldn't serve that to a dog.
She was proud of herself.
Fine.
And you blew it. You treated her badly.
It sucked.
I would never treat my children the way you treated your daughter tonight.
Cut it out.
Well, she wanted her dad to say, I'm proud of you. You did a good job. And he completely degraded her.
That should have been an easy layup for you, but you couldn't even lie to your child for a moment? Who cares if it wasn't the best thing in the world? But it should have been the best thing in the world because your child made it. Also, considering that you nor your wife cooks and always go out to eat, are you really that surprised that your daughter doesn't know how to make a gourmet meal? Just give her a break.
Hey guys, give her a chance, all right?
But it does make me wonder how you treat your daughter when she doesn't exactly excel in other things. I mean, like, what if she doesn't win a pageant? Do you still tell her that she did a great job and that you're proud of her? Or do you act like this? All she wanted was some encouragement. You couldn't even do that for 5 seconds. Throw the whole man away. He sort of changed his tune on the last day of the swap when he saw how much fun Alicia was having with Angie in the kitchen when they were making brownies. I think he could have been more involved, but he's got his macho man guard up because he's scared of the feminists. Angie said that she thinks that she was able to make a connection with Alicia during this experience, so she's taking that as a win. Back at the boss's home, since they are following Karen's rules, she had ordered pizza for them, but even Dwayne couldn't just chill out for a moment with that.
Isn't this quick and easy? The time it saves?
But what's the learning experience? Now, you're not learning self-sufficiency.
How much learning experience can you have?
Yes.
Let's stop. Let's have her week. You already had your week.
Maybe she's sick of your lectures.
But
she doesn't want to listen anymore, right?
I'm tired of listening to all of you.
Claire's getting caught up in this whole debate, and she just wanted the arguing to stop.
Learning experience? Okay, how about this? Kids, it's okay to treat yourself to a nice pizza and relax after all the hard work you've been doing throughout the week. You don't have to do it very often, but it's nice to do it every once in a while. They're kids, they love pizza, they don't really care. It's wild how Clara, the child, had to be the voice of reason to get both of them to just chill for a moment. Speaking of Clara, she was put into a pageant, I think to appease Karen, but she did say that she enjoyed it. Unlike Ralph, Dwayne was able to get over himself and support his child because that's what she needed at the moment.
Okay, now when you're on stage, make sure you show them teeth, okay?
Okay.
I'm definitely going to support Clara, and there's not going to be any argument. We're just going to go through this and let her experience it.
Beautiful! Woo!
This is the most beautiful I've ever been.
Are you nervous?
Yeah.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome out our next contestant. Here is Clara. Clara enjoys such sports as kickball. Thank you, Clara.
Beautiful. You look great and you smiled.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is a pleasure at this time to crown our wonderful princess, Clara.
It was very awesome. I tried my hardest and I won.
Congratulations, sweetie.
I loved it.
She said she had a good time, so if that's how she feels, then that's great.
Listen, production ain't shit because why did it have to put that sound effect when Karen said that she smiled? It was her first time and she did say that she was nervous, so all of it got to her. Give her a break. It's time for them to return to their original spouses and speak about their experiences, and these people just do not like each other. Karen just outright insults Angie and Dwayne's children.
When I arrived, the kids, weren't really dressed very nice. And they resembled, dull, ugly boys. Short hair.
Did you call my children to their faces dull,
No,
ugly
not
boys?
to their faces. I did not.
Did they hear you say?
No, they did not. But I did call Kaylin a geek because she goes to her room, reads a book, real sheltered, can't confront life.
What kind of adult calls a child a name?
I do.
It is not acceptable. It is abusive and cruel.
As I already mentioned, I do not understand why they keep attacking the children in this episode. You, as an adult, should not be saying those things about children. Even if that's how you really feel, you should just keep it to yourself because it's coming off as tacky and you just look like a straight up bully to children. And then you had the nerve to sit there and be proud about doing it. Are you okay?
Are you not ashamed of yourself? Are you not embarrassed? This is really embarrassing.
Ralph tried to turn it around and said that Angie was being abusive and cruel to their daughter because she called her a liar about turning in work that isn't hers. But where is the lie? Sure, she could have said it differently, but we're not but to sit here and pretend that it is normal that y'all have been doing all her homework up until this point. Y'all's excuse is that she has such a busy schedule that she just has no time to do it, but that makes no sense. If she has time to stand there and watch y'all do the work and talk to y'all while they're doing it, she has the time to do it by herself. Also, if I was a teacher, I kind of would have been like, wait a minute. I need to see how you did this.
Say, hold up, wait a minute, something ain't right.
I need to see proof that this is actually you. Write your name down, write something down, just so I know that this is matching up with the handwriting that's on this project. But just like her extracurricular activities, it is something that teaches her time management. And even though you may see it as busy work, it's something that helps her to understand certain subjects a little bit better. Honestly, I feel like they don't want her to be interested in anything else because that means that she's going to be having her attention on something else that doesn't deal with the pageants. Both of them act so afraid of her just expanding her mind. And as an outsider looking in, it's really, really strange. I don't really care for the next part because it's just them being rude to each other. Ralph tells Dwayne that he doesn't think that Angie is a good person, which is no surprise there. Karen curses at Angie when she learns about the picture being torn up.
When she did the rule changes, she took a $139 photo.
Excuse me?
And ripped it up.
She didn't.
In front of us. The one that Alicia likes. Oh, wait a second.
That is really to do. You'd be ashamed of yourself. A preacher? Well, you're a dirtbag.
What I did was say to Alicia, don't let your looks define you.
My daughter definitely has a lot more confidence over your daughter, Kaylin. She never has a smile on her face, and she doesn't dress the style.
You are absolutely right. She does
All
not
three
dress.
kids do not dress. What kind of image are you trying to give these kids? Stay home and study and don't meet people?
Again, why are you speaking about children like that? And she low-key called them broke, which is just okay. Dwayne mentioned how Karen said she was trying to do her best, and he said if that is her best, that's just sad, which I can't lie, it's just really funny for him to say. I said it earlier though, she wasn't really trying to engage with the experience because she was so focused on bringing the sparkle into their lives. Dwayne pointed out how one of the positive things that came out of doing things Karen's way was that they don't have to have so much anxiety about Claire doing things that include dressing up and doing makeup. So he sees that as a win, and I guess that's the best they could get from each other during the swap. When they checked up on them, both families seemed to try to implement some of the changes during the swap.
In the Boss family, feminism still stands.
But with a little extra sparkle.
Clara absolutely loved the pinkness, she loved the sparkle, so we created a stage so she could play pageant.
I like my mom and dad letting me be more girly. Dogs are jumping on me. It can be fun and sparkly and pretty.
Wow. It's tough for me to get real excited about playing girly girl.
Should I do your nails to match?
I don't love it, but Clara does. I need to stretch because Clara needs me to.
Since the swap, I have not changed one bit. There really wasn't any value in what Karen had to show me.
Alicia! Since the swap, pageantry is back. We're getting ready, preparing. Make sure you're sparkling.
There's no way the sparkle could ever be diminished to me.
I think Alicia is definitely a little more self-sufficient. She's doing her homework pretty much on her own.
Daddy?
Yeah.
Can you help me analyze these few pages? But I do get a little bit of help. I will carry no coat. What?
Crutches. You know, everybody likes to help out people who look good. And she'll get a lot of help in life, the way she looks.
I learned I love to bake.
Oh my God.
And my parents, I get to have a sweet treat in the end.
Alicia, this is terrific. I'll let you do this again.
In my opinion, I feel like the Boss family took the experience more seriously because they did try to become more flexible in how they are raising their children. But I will say it's great that Alicia started doing some more things on her own and that she found a hobby that she enjoys. Watching this episode made me think a lot about how society handles appearance and femininity. As a man, clearly, I cannot speak for women, and I hope that it didn't come across as if I was trying to do that during this video. Same thing for being a parent. I'm not a parent, but I was speaking from a perspective of how I was raised and what I've seen throughout life so far and just sharing my thoughts. As I mentioned earlier, appearance is considered to be something that is really important in this world. I don't think there's anything wrong with a person wanting to put effort into their appearance and wanting to maintain a certain level of self-care because that is how you express yourself and that's how you feel more comfortable in the skin that you're in. My problem is how it was almost spoken like as an obsession. When you keep drilling to someone's mind that their looks is the thing that's going to get them through life, that can cause self-image issues and worse, develop some disorders that may become very dangerous. This has been a topic for years, but it just reminds me how people discuss aging. You know how like one of the main jokes is like your life is over when you get to 30 and people feel like you're like just an ancient person, and I'm guilty of making jokes like that too. But that is something that we've been taught to believe, and I'm glad that attitude towards aging are changing because aging is a blessing. My thing is that they just kept telling her that you need to look pretty. And as you age, things are going to change because you're not going to be the same person you were at 18, and that is fine. Personally, I have gained weight, I've lost weight, I've gained it back. And that's just something that a lot of people, bodies go through the course of their life. I've had cosmetic issues that come and go, and I've even had to deal with some random back pain. All pretty standard things for when you're aging. I say this to say that I hope that their daughter didn't carry all this on her shoulders too heavily and develop self-image issues because of what they were telling her. I feel like they could have told her that some people are going to treat you differently in life because you do look a certain way. You may be seen as pretty to them, but you need to let them know that you're so much more than just a pretty face and you have a lot more to offer to this world. Also, when you're kind of telling someone to be obsessed with their looks, they're always going to find an issue with themselves. And that's just not a good thing to go through life because you're always going to have imperfections. And to stress yourself out over that, it's not worth it. When it comes to the Boss family, I think their thing was just their children expressing their feminine side if that's something that they wanted. I do think it's great that they want to raise their children to become independent women who didn't always have to rely on a man and who didn't really have to play their role in what society and the patriarchy expect. With their gender, some people will try to treat them differently just because of that. But you're letting them know that you are so much more capable than what you are expected of. I can only speak from the perspective of a man, but there is a moment where I had to confront my own femininity because I am not that overly masculine. You know, I have a beard, mustache, and I have a deep voice, and I present as masculine, but some people may say that it doesn't align because of my personality, my mannerisms, or my interests. And that's okay. It doesn't make me any less of a man just because someone may think that. That's why I had such an issue with Karen calling the children dull, ugly boys, because not every girl or woman that you meet is going to be overly feminine, and that's okay. Everyone has a masculine and feminine side, and it depends on the person on how they choose to express that outwardly. And you shouldn't make them feel ashamed about it just because how they present themselves doesn't align with what you think what a man or woman should be. As for updates about what happened to these families, they were very surprising, and there's a lot to go over. In 2010, Alicia sued Disney and ABC for $100 million because she said that the way they portrayed her on the show was in a negative light, which caused a lot of people to start harassing her and a lot of them to say that they were going to abuse her. She also had to receive psychiatric help because the show left her in a state of depression, post-traumatic stress, panic attacks, and she even had thoughts of taking her own life. I don't know what the is wrong with people that they thought that it was okay for them to start harassing a child because of her appearance on a TV show. I feel bad about the horrible experience she had after the TV show because that's something that no one, let alone a child, should have to experience, and I hope that she has done a lot of healing since then. A few years after the show, Ralph and Karen had been arrested and convicted in 2011 of money laundering and tax fraud. Boss Guastaferro, who was convicted of money laundering, was sentenced to 24 months in prison and fined $100,000. Karen Guastaferro, who was convicted of failing to collect and pay over taxes, was sentenced to 3 years probation, including 6 months home confinement. She was also ordered to pay restitution in an amount of $56,670.58 to the IRS. Ralph Guastaferro operated a business called Eclipse Processing Incorporated. As part of a money laundering scheme, Guastaferro opened accounts with 2 payment processing companies in California and Ohio. Those accounts were used by certain unscrupulous telemarketers, many whom were located in Canada, to process alleged sales of some product or services. However, many of the victims whose checking accounts were debited had never purchased any product or service. Karen Guastaferro owned and operated Eclipse Glass Tinting Incorporated, a glass tinting and automotive accessory business located in Clarence, New York from 2004 to 2008. Although Guastaferro had a duty to collect and truthfully account for and pay over federal employment taxes for each of her employees, the defendant was convicted of lying to the IRS about how many employees she had and how much she paid them, thus intentionally failing to account for and pay over the required federal employment taxes for those employees. And then in 2012, Alicia had been charged with misdemeanor prostitution charges after police had stopped her with a man that she had been seeing at the time. Police were tipped off about the alleged tryst when someone reported an erratic vehicle on the highway. Officers found Alicia Guastaferro and 54-year-old attorney James Doyle in the car. When asked what she was doing in the car, Guastaferro allegedly told police that Doyle called her for sex twice a month, paying her $500 to $700 for each session. Doyle was arrested for DUI, providing alcohol to someone under 21, as Alicia was 20 at the time, and patronizing a prostitute. Charges against Alicia were later dropped, but that situation was mentioned when she was on Dr. Phil to talk about how being on reality TV ruined her life. I know I joke and I have my comments about these people, but it is extremely terrible what happened to Alicia's mental health after being on this show, and I would not have imagined that there would have been so much backlash, for a lack of a better term, after appearing on the show. I know my audience, and I don't usually have to say this, but please be mindful in the comments about your thoughts on this episode, and remember that Alicia was a child at the time when this episode aired. The last thing I want to do is bring any more hate her way, and I don't want to foster a community that does anything like that in any shape, or form. So please do share your opinions because I want to hear what y'all think, but be mindful while doing so. Current day, Karen and Ralph are still married, and Alicia has dipped her toe into becoming a singer, and she is a social media influencer. When it comes to the Boss family, Angie and Dwayne are no longer together, but Angie seems to be very happy with her current partner, and I just love to see that. Angie is now a nurse and a clinical educator and has written many books throughout her career. I also was able to read an article about her accepting her trans child, and it was a really interesting read just to get into her mind and how she dealt with going through the process of what it means to have a trans child. Also, I just want to take the moment to say trans lives matter, trans kids' life matter, LGBT rights matter. If you don't know that about me already, I'm saying it right now. I also found a video of Kaylin and Clara, who now goes by Phoenix, being interviewed by fellow YouTuber Chesley Brigenet. I am so sorry if I mispronounced her name. In her interview, they spoke about their experience on wifeswap. During the interview, they discussed how their family was chosen to be on the show because their mom is an author and a producer reached out to her about them being on the show. Kaylin mentioned how the production crew used tactics that made them feel very vulnerable and stressed out during that time, which is just a terrible thing to have to experience. Of course, reality TV isn't exactly real. For example, that moment when Dwayne had gotten his children in the car after getting mad at Karen and he drove off with the tire screeching, that was staged that way because the producers had been telling Dwayne that they wanted him to have bolder reactions. It turns out that Dwayne and Karen weren't even that mad at each other because they had talks. So that reaction really was directed towards the producers rather than Karen. Also, they mentioned that they did in fact have friends because they were in a homeschooling group, but the show neglected to let the audience know that. I want to encourage all of you to go to Chesley's channel and check out those interviews because she has one with not only Kaylin and Phoenix, but with Alicia as well. In Alicia's interview, she also mentioned how there were stage elements for the show, such as her Christmas tree. I had made a comment about the tree earlier because it's something that the show made out to be that she was receiving gifts every day, but in fact, it was left up because it was something for Alicia and the family to remember her grandmother who had passed away. I swear, reality TV is f***ed because why would y'all create that storyline if that just wasn't true? I will say I'm a little confused because Karen said out of her own mouth that that's the reason why they keep up the Christmas tree, but now I'm thinking that production just coached her to say that just to make things a little bit more interesting. I've linked both videos in my description and I'll leave them in my pinned comment if y'all want to go check those out. I can't lie, this video ended up being way more than I expected. I know for a fact this is going to be a long one and that was not my intention. This was another situation where I just was not prepared for what I was going to find out about the people who were involved in this episode of this TV show. I hope that everyone is doing well and living well and that there's an overflow of love within each family. If you'd like for me to talk more about wifeswap, please let me know. This one was pretty fun. If you're interested in watching some of the other videos I've made, I will link playlists on the screen and in my pinned comment as usual. Remember to leave a like if you enjoyed the video and subscribe if you want to continue to see more videos from me and help with this channel's growth. Shout out to my channel members as well. I have a video coming out for y'all soon, so look out for that. Thanks for spending some time with me today. Until next time, make sure to take care of yourselves and never let anyone dull your sparkle. Goodbye.